everyone, and welcome to another episode of Planet Football. We are your hosts, Adam, Chris, Clayton, and Riley. I think this is our season finale, season one finale. Is that
Nope,
right?
this is actually the season
No?
2 premiere.
Oh, I'm
season
sorry.
season 1 ended on the
Oh,
Super
okay,
Bowl,
I gotcha.
and season 2 is
I
the
see.
off season.
Okay, gotcha. So, welcome to the season two premiere of Planet Football, where football talk never clocks out. Let's get right into the episode.
All right, well, probably a shorter episode than we've ever done before because honestly, there's not the most to talk about. Obviously, biggest thing you see, we had the Super Bowl. Seahawks are the winners. Clayton, do your little
Whoop,
dance.
whoop.
Yep, there we go. He
You
did a little
can't see him,
twirl
but
in the
he's dancing.
cornel, in the cornel, in
Hmm
the cur-
Yep, the
I
Colonel.
also dunked on a ref on the
Yeah,
uprights.
he also pranked Drake May. He pretended to be his
Yeah.
wife for 5 years, and turns
Yeah,
out
he
Drake
actually
May
was
was never
streaking
married.
at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. He was the streaker. He was the streaker that got cut in the
Hmm
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
Clayton. While he was at work, he was doing it. But yeah, Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Obviously, that poses some questions. Where do they go from here? Who's going to be their new offense coordinator? And barring free agency, what's keeping the Seahawks from being the favorite next year?
Yeah.
Okay, good answer to the question there, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figure we're getting into it.
Yeah, I know. I'm
You know,
joking.
like,
I'm joking. I'm messing with you, Adam Smith. Stop
No, you
typing
didn't.
in the script.
No, you didn't. No, you aren't.
Chris is
You're
teleporting.
serious.
Clayton, do you have access to the script?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on it right now.
I
I'm just not doing anything
Okay,
on it, but I'm
yeah,
looking at it.
okay, yeah, you're up in the top. I see you now. Okay, I was making sure, but yeah, all right. I'll start. Where do you go from here with the Seahawks? You just retain what you can. Obviously, you have some key free agents coming up, like Kenneth Walker. I would retain him. Just having a 1-2 punch
Mhm.
with him and Charbonnet is huge, and obviously, you saw how. Wow, if you give Kenneth Walker his right share of snaps, look what he does. He had a great postseason, especially in the championship round and the Super Bowl.
Absolutely,
Oh,
he
yeah.
100% deserved that MVP.
I think he
Jason
did.
Myers.
I probably would have given it Jason Myers. And the only
Yep.
reason I would have given it to him is cuz he broke a Super Bowl record. Like, come on.
Oh yeah,
Give him that MVP, man. Kickers
I am okay with Kenneth getting it.
I am
But it should have
too.
been
Like,
Jason Myers.
if it wasn't Myers, it had to be Kenneth. That's all it is. Yeah. Uh to go on the last question, in my opinion, yeah, as long as they don't lose too much, I fully believe they will be the Super Bowl favorites going into next year. You retain that defense, obviously, and McDonald's still your head coach. Barring who we see them get as an offensive coordinator, there are options out there, so we'll see who they go after. But I think they'd be the favorite. There wouldn't be a doubt. They maintain that team. They have Donald 2 more years. Um,
There's also there's a possibility they get better.
yeah, like they could draft, like hit big in the draft, do good, sign more people, get even better. It's kind of scary. You could see Seahawks be good for a little while.
For sure.
I'd be happy with that
Of
personally.
course,
I'd be very
Oh,
okay
of
with
course, of course you would,
You
buddy.
think they're the Super Bowl favorite?
I mean, yeah, it's
I
not
know,
the Panthers.
I know who's
Don't
the Super Bowl
shut up.
favorites.
It's
that.
not
Adam,
the
if
Panthers.
you say the Panthers,
The Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
sure
It's
they
gonna
are,
be
buddy.
crazy when
So-
the Panthers go 15. They win 15 games next year.
That crazy
Oh,
no, that
God.
crazy comment that someone commented on our TikTok. Whole podcast of short bus kids. Adam's not helping our case. Adam doesn't help our case one
It's
bit.
true.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm speaking just straight up facts.
Yeah, just like every time you
Yeah.
pick the
Sure.
Panthers to win in your hot take, and they didn't.
Bryce Young, MVP. We win the Super Bowl. All is good in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Another. I mean, another free agent for another free agent for what's it called? The Seahawks is Josh Jobe. He obviously want to re-sign him. It's obviously the Cowboys. It's always their year, bud. But I don't know. Reek Woolen is a free agent. He would be a big loss if he ends up going somewhere. Obviously, you want to re-sign him. Rashid Shaheed, you traded for him and knew he had only 1 year on his contract. He's the only one I could somewhat argue that would leave and you'd still be fine. You could probably find another replacement for. I mean, you can't find a replacement for him on special teams, but you can obviously find another
Yeah,
wide
Jake
receiver
Bobo.
3. Yeah, you can find another wide receiver 3 easily. You already might have one too.
Yeah.
It would just be that speed on kickoffs you and punt returns you'd be missing.
Which
Yeah.
that, I mean, honestly, that only helped us in a handful of games this past season. Obviously, the big one was the divisional round of the playoffs against the 49ers, where he returned it on the opening kick and just crushed all the hopes and dreams of Niners fans around the country. Um,
Thank you, Lord, for the Niners, who have just as long as a Super Bowl winning drought as Dallas.
Super Bowl losing streak. Mid, but no, I mean, they didn't really rely on that too much, aside from when they played against the Rams.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, just having that ability. I mean, even in the presence of like the deep game, he was there. He had a bunch of postseason deep plays to Rashid Shaheed. His speed is always a factor, no matter what.
He's good. It's good to have.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah. Should we talk about the game itself, how it went?
Yeah, the game itself went about kind of how I thought it would go. Just the Seahawks in control the entire time. Patriots not much of a threat. Obviously, I talked about this. We dropped that deep dive video today on the Patriots. Seahawks were able to generate enough pressure with a 4-man front that it just drove Drake May insane and forced turnovers and kept them at bay. And all the Seahawks offense had to do was not turn the ball over and give them short fields, and that was it. Simple as that.
Well, that was the
Patriots
story of
had
their whole
one
entire
good
playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold took care of the ball. He had the most turnovers for a quarterback in the whole entire regular season, but in the postseason,
Zero.
zero.
Uh,
First time I think a Super Bowl champion ever had 0 turnovers in the postseason.
I literally said the key to that game in the last podcast was Sam Darnold taking care of the football and just having 0 turnovers. He does that, it'd be an easy victory.
He locked in.
Yeah, I mean he didn't
Well-
play. He didn't play the greatest. He
He
missed
missed
some.
he missed a lot of throws.
Yeah. There were some
Yeah.
throws
He
that
had a
if he
great game
made, they
against
would have
the
been up by
Rams.
50.
And then, yeah, that's true. Now, there were a couple of those plays where it was
That
just really
JSN
good
one was-
defensive, play, but
But
He hit his JSN. Woo.
credit to Christian Gonzalez on the Patriots. He was the lone
Oh, yeah.
factor keeping that from
Impressive.
being a straight blowout. Like,
Yep.
he doesn't break up some of those passes that he does, especially that deep shot to Rashid Shaheed, or he doesn't blanket JSN and Cup like he did. It was going to be an ugly game. Patriots' run defense was way worse than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was their weakness, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And credit to Kenneth Walker, obviously. He played great, but dang.
yeah.
They just had their way with him. And that was...
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning of the game, it looked like he was going to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, you should have been at the Super Bowl party, Chris, where when the Seahawks got 6 points, everybody was trying to get the Patriots to score 7, and it was awful.
I was wanting it. I was wanting it so bad.
It was
There was a one moment though where they went to commercial break. You know what time was on the clock?
6 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, we are all children.
Uh-huh.
It was
funny.
Sure.
it was Fraudum's birthday too.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Yes,
So
it
happy
was.
belated birthday to our favorite fraud.
Yeah, this is the first time that
Josh
Chris has
Allen
said it
ain't
to
here.
me.
That's not true, and you know it.
Well, Adam is 1 year old. He was born this year, so
Yes.
yeah.
He was actually born yesterday.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he actually he gets birthed every night at 9 p.m. So he'll get birthed again in about 56 minutes. So
I got
Yeah,
I
you
got
don't
into
wanna be
an
there
I
for
got
that.
got into an argument with a Bills fan on Josh Allen at the party.
Dude, the fan in that comment section was like, "Dude, he turned the ball over 4 times and kept the game within 3 points. That's how good Josh Allen is." I'm like,
Yeah, that's how good he
That's
is.
his defense.
Did
that
you
did that.
read your comment? Did you read
And
the
I asked him, so that's good enough for you?
I'm like, hey,
No.
imagine if he didn't turn the ball over, maybe they would be up by more point, or they'd be up in the game.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
it's like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, he turned the ball over this many times, but they kept it close. That's how good he is. I'm like, well, maybe if he didn't turn the ball over in the first place, they wouldn't have been losing. Oh my god. He did not respond after we pointed that, or after I think you and I pointed that out in the comment section. It was so funny.
Yep. He did not, because I would have been there right back at him.
Yeah,
Frick.
but Patriots side of the football, just a disaster on offense. Your O line couldn't protect your quarterback. You couldn't establish the run. Your receivers were getting blanketed pretty much most of the game, and then late in the game, Drake May just starts trying to force passes, and it ends in turnovers. And a lot of people were calling him out on his performance. And while I do agree it was a horrible performance, I don't think that was nearly all on him. Your O line was putting instant pressure on him, and they weren't even blitzing. It was a 4-man front. And then when they did blitz, you had a free rusher at Drake May. Will Campbell, man, he played horrendously bad. You need to sign some veterans on that O line to shore it up next year, or you're just not going to go anywhere.
Well, I mean, it also, I feel like the Super Bowl kind of showed that, the Patriots were helped out a lot by their schedule
Yeah,
this season.
the luck of the schedule, man.
Like,
The easiest
what
regular
happened when
season
they-
schedule.
Yeah. Look what
Um,
happened when they finally played a real football team
don't
that wasn't completely injured out.
don't face the Bills or the Jaguars on that side of the field. Credit to the Texans defense, but you face the worst offense the Texans could ever field. Credit to the Chargers defense. You face the worst O line the one O line in the playoffs that was worse than yours and murdered Justin Herbert. And then of course you play a Bo Nix-less Broncos in the championship game. So I think it was like the writing on the wall that the Seahawks were going to take that game, and it not many people doubted it.
But yeah, I mean, Cam Newton's undefeated on his QB takes.
Is he undefeated in
He's
the Super
always
Bowl?
right.
Unfortunately, he's not undefeated in Super Bowls.
Well, he is in the national championship.
Yeah, that is true.
Something
But
Drake
we're
May
talking
cannot
about
get
Super
to.
Bowls. Drake May, you know who's undefeated against Drake May?
Cade Klubnik.
Cade Klubnik. That man is
Ass.
2-0 against Drake May. Belted him in the ACC championship game in 23, and then, or not 23, 22, and then belted him again in 2023. Drake
So
May.
what you're saying is that the Jets should pick him up.
If the Jets should pick up Cade Klubnik, DJ Ongole, and Deshaun Watson, and just have the battle of ass.
Nice.
Yeah, if they pick up freaking Cade Klubnik, they're screwed again.
What are you talking about?
That sounds like something
Mike
they might
White
do.
two. He's gonna have like 2 insanely good games for no reason, and then be shit the rest of his career.
Does not
Yeah.
surprise me.
I remember when Mike White came out, I was like, "Oh, this is exciting. He might be him."
You know what I
He
laugh
might be
at?
him.
You know what I laugh
2
at?
games with like 5 touchdowns.
If my point of Garrett Riley being the true thing that held everything back, what if Cade Klubnik leaves Clemson for like 1 year and pans out to be better in the NFL than he ever was at Clemson? And it was all because
It's all
Garrett.
Dabo Sweeney's
It
fault.
was all because of Garrett Riley and the fucking quarterbacks coach Garrett Riley, because he's trash at his job. Yeah, I don't like Garrett Riley, man.
Yeah. Riley, he has opinions, and he shared them with you.
And they're bad.
No, but obviously, Patriots Seahawks. I know I had my hot take, but did I believe it?
No, you even said it in the podcast episode that you didn't really believe it.
But it would have been fun. But yeah, the Patriots only had one good drive the entire game. Now, granted, it was a pretty good drive, but they were not able to sustain any momentum they weren't able to move the ball down the field except for that one time. Um, they had some impressive defensive play. Obviously, there were some missteps on offense or some missed throws with Sam Darnold, but their defense played very well. The
Oh yeah.
Patriots defense played very well. Unfortunately, the Seahawks defense played much better. They completely stuffed the Patriots offensively. Um, they looked they look good. I mean, if we talked about this earlier, but if they can hold on to the majority of that defense, it's going to be really hard for teams to beat them. Just because, like, if you can't score, and it's not like their offense is, you know, invalid. Like
Yeah,
their
imagine
offense can move the ball.
like they got a good Sam Darnold, but imagine if they got the Vikings version of Sam Darnold.
Oh, I know.
They would have had an unstoppable offense at that point. Um, but yeah,
I mean, who knows? Maybe next year their offense looks even better, and their defense stays being good, and they could be something to be reckoned with.
maybe. Clayton, before we
But I
move
think
on
the
to
Rams are going to be a real challenge for them next year.
100%. Clayton,
Given
before we
some of
move
the
on to other
changes.
things, do you want to do one more victory lap?
Yeah, sure.
Just hear him
He's
run
doing it
around
right
his
now.
house.
Pretty much.
Yep. But yeah, congrats to Clayton. Congrats to the Seahawks. Clayton put in the work, and it showed on the Seahawks. So
Yep. Congrats to the NFL for not having the Patriots win another Super Bowl.
yeah,
Thank
they're
God. I would have been so mad
they're
if the
super
Patriots
long
beat their tie
5-year
with the
drought.
Steelers for the most Super Bowl wins.
Ah, but it would have been so funny.
They would have
It
had
would have
more
been
Super
funny for 1 year.
Bowls. They would have tied Tom Brady in Super Bowls. It would have been crazy.
And then, but now guess what
He's
record
coming
they
back,
hold?
guys. I swear.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
he's
for
a
the
Dallas
Raiders.
Cowboy.
No, he's coming back for the Raiders. But
No, he's gonna.
but now,
He's.
do you know what record the Patriots now have?
Is it the most losses in the Super Bowl?
Most Super Bowl losses.
Yes, sir. Well, when you go to
Yeah,
like
well,
90 of
they
them.
also have the most Super Bowl appearances, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Moving on to some other things. We've had some coaching changes in the NFL since then. You obviously had Kubiak, who we kind of knew this before the game. He was heading to the Raiders to be their head coach, which I actually like that move. I think that's a good move. I think he'll probably be a decent
Yeah,
head
miss him.
coach down the run, and he's got the number one pick to work with. See how that
You know who they'll take? They're gonna take old Mendoza from Indiana.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's the
Send-
obvious pick.
When I said
Sending
yeah, they'll get
prayers.
Mendoza with the first pick. Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Mhm.
Not if the Jets trade up.
They'll take old Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, number one pick.
Oh, hey.
But
Now, the Cowboys have made some moves that you're pretty
Yeah.
excited about.
Cowboys
You wanna
have
let us know?
started piecing together their defensive staff. They got Christian Parker to be the defensive coordinator. He was the DB's coach and passing game coordinator for the Eagles. They added, they signed, what's his face? They got the Green Bay passing game coordinator. They got the DB's coach from Arizona, the defensive line coach from Minnesota, the outside linebacker coach from the University of Georgia. They just signed. They just got someone today. I think it's the SMU defensive coordinator. He's going to come be our inside linebackers coach. What's what this all screams to me is they're putting a heavy focus onto what we have. So like the defensive tackles, a lot of the guys we got are really good putting pressure up with someone like Quinnen Williams. So it looks like they're building the pressure to be around Quinnen Williams and maybe not as much as going out to get an edge rusher to be your main pressure. Other than that, obviously the biggest fix we need is that defensive back core, and adding a ton of like solid coaches around that is helping. Also, they're really young and really good coaches, so I'm not upset. Oh, Will Muschamp's son. He was the quality control dude for the Chargers. He is now on the Cowboys, I think, in the safeties role. So I like the staff they're piecing together so far. They're young. They're feisty, and according to a lot of the DBs around the league, they're smart. So yeah, like it so far. And then, of course, you have other stuff with the Cowboys, like you're going to franchise tag Pickens, and if you don't sign him, you're going to shop him with the trade pick. I have my opinions on that. I actually hate that, but it is what it is. Jerry Jones is a geriatric old bitch, and I need him to go in his sleep.
Yeah.
Not.
Why do you hate it so much?
Well, it's like you have an offense that works. Just restructure your quarterback's contract, restructure CD's contract. They both literally said they're willing because they want to both keep Pickens. You re-sign him. You re-sign Javonte Williams. Your offense is there. You don't have to do anything else on the offensive side of the ball except maybe sign an offensive tackle or draft an offensive tackle. And just go out and spend the rest of your money you have from the restructuring and build a defense. You have the blueprint for a great team, and you're already causing controversy by, yeah, maybe we'll trade Pickens. Trying to cause that little fucking drift between him and the team, and it's very annoying. They do this every offseason with one of the players. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it helps, but this time it's like, come on, just you have the team. Stop being a bitch about it and go do what you need to do.
Yeah. I know the Giants were making some changes too. One in particular that I am not very excited about. I mean, I hope it works out. Obviously, we hired Matt Nagy as our offensive coordinator. Would not have been my first choice or my second choice.
I would have gotten Jim
or
Bob
my third
Cooter.
choice. Yeah, I would have liked Jim Bob Cooter. I mean, I'm hoping it works out. It could be that it does. Maybe it's a good fit for him schematically. Maybe he can help develop Jackson Dart. I don't know. I don't like what I've seen from him outside of his time in Kansas City, and obviously Andy Reid was playing the play or calling the plays, and they had Patrick Mahomes. So I have a best case scenario. Jackson Dart is Patrick Mahomes too, but let's not get our our hopes up too
Biggest
high
issue
there.
with Matt Nagy is he did not know how to field a damn run game, and that showed in.
Yeah, you got to run the ball. That's part of our. I mean, that's a big part of our culture in New York as well. Like, the run game is super important.
You got Scatterbo and Tracy. You got two number one running backs right there. You got a great core, and they're young. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. Obviously, I wasn't super happy about the choice, but it's not impossible that he's learned from some of his mistakes and become better. That's how life works. I hope that's the case. I hope he's a good fit for the organization because ultimately, what matters to me is that we win. I want to win games. I want to be a better team. I want to improve. I have a lot of hopes for this season. Obviously, it hasn't started yet, but we've made a lot of decisions that I like, and now we're starting to make some decisions that I'm not so sure about. And hopefully, this time next year, I will feel more confident. I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry I ever doubted them. It was actually a great choice. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that that's what's gonna happen given that particular decision. Now, I think we still will have a better year, especially given our performance last season and some of the weaknesses that we had. If we can close some of those holes and improve the team, I really do think that we could have a much better season, and I hope a much brighter future in the next few years going forward with our new head coach, who I think is the right guy for the job.
I feel like your ceiling could be next year like 11-6, and your
I think so.
floor.
I think so too.
Floor probably, I'd say around maybe 7-10, something around there.
Yeah,
I feel like it
seven
could go
wins
in
is
between
probably,
those that 7-10 and 11-6 record right there.
I'll be really happy with 10 or more. Like if it's 10 or 11, that to me that would be like, all right, we're moving in the right direction. Let's go.
9-8, buddy. 9-8.
All roads lead to 9-8.
Exactly.
No.
Ask
Mike
ask
Tomlin's
the
not coaching this year.
ask the. Many of y'all don't know. Clayton has a team in the AFC and a team in the NFC. He's a Ravens and a Seahawks fan, so he dealt with Harbaugh for a while. He knows all those roads lead to 9-8.
Yeah, starting from that one year.
2013.
Yeah. Speaking of 9-8s and the AFC North, have we talked about Mike McCarthy on the Steelers on this show at all?
No, we haven't, because it was a terrible hire, and
Wild hire, I gotta say.
yeah, Clayton likes the hire. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that
But
was crazy. I think everybody kind of assumed they'll get somebody young who can kind of like build a culture around the team. But they're really dug in. They're like, no,
Mhm.
it's
no,
because
what
he's
we
a
need
he's
is
a
Mike
Pittsburgh
McCarthy.
dude, and I guess that you had the shot at retaining Rodgers, and I just don't know. I just don't think it was the hire, especially with Sean McDermott still being an option out there, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But Adam, thoughts? You've been awfully quiet.
On what in general? Just the Panthers and everything like that. We did make a decent
Blood, have
move.
you been listening to what we're talking about?
No, I have not. I've kind
We-
of been.
We're talking about the
We're
situation in the
talking
AFC
about-
North.
All right,
McCarthy and
guys,
the Steelers.
we're back down to 3 people on the
that's a-
podcast. Adam is kicked out.
That was an awful hire. Just awful, awful, awful. Like, what the hell you doing? You could have got gone and got anybody. Like, what is the Steelers' problem? Are they
Sean McDermott.
allergic to young? Well, even Sean
If you
Sean
were going to
McDermott
get an
is just
old guy, why not McDermott?
Exactly.
somebody that was just competitive in the playoffs, not somebody that's some retread that couldn't even do it with the Cowboys
Look,
and couldn't even do it with the fucking
Well,
Packers.
listen,
He had Aaron
listen.
Rodgers.
The whole thing about him with the Cowboys is that man can win you regular season games. Don't get me wrong. He had us 12-5 3 years straight. But my God, he knows how to fall apart when a big game comes on. We could beat every team that had no pulse, but as soon as a team with a pulse came along, team disappeared, team died, and the only one you see giving effort on that offense would end up being Dak, and it was so annoying because you'd watch the O-line sack Dak 8 times, and Mike McCarthy called the worst plays known to man. The defense give up 90 points, and whose fault is it? Oh, it's Dak's fault. Yeah, obviously.
Mhm.
And
It
it's
is.
mhm.
Riley, do you think Dak would have more success if he were at another team?
You know what Stephen A. Smith said? Stephen A. Smith literally said Dak's path to the Super Bowl is leaving the Cowboys. And I kind of agree with that. Look,
Yeah.
there have been 2
this
instances of the former Cowboys edge rushers, except for Micah Parsons because he got hurt. Actually, I think if he didn't get hurt or Green Bay didn't get hurt, they would have had a good shot. But back in, 2014, DeMarcus Ware left the Cowboys and went to Denver, and guess what? Won a Super Bowl. And then DeMarcus Lawrence leaves the Cowboys this year and
Yep,
goes to
goes to
Seattle
Seattle.
and wins a Super Bowl. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's the team. It's literally just the culture and the team and everything Jerry has built into that makes it like this. They're complacent. It's like a zoo showing off their athletes, and it's just annoying at this point.
Dak going to bring the Vikings to their first Super Bowl victory?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like literally, like
I would love to see that.
what if the Texans get rid of C.J. Stroud or are sick of him and want a veteran quarterback to come in there, trade us like they trade us a couple
that
first round picks for Dak, and then he goes to the Texans and gets that defense, or like say he does a Stafford retires, he goes to L.A. and takes over the reins there, and boom, like
Well, Stafford didn't retire, but
well, if like one day, Dak still
Yep.
got like
Yeah.
2
you
years
mean
on.
going to the Rams.
Yeah,
yeah.
Dak still has 2 years on our contract, so Stafford could retire by then.
Yeah, I
That's-
think you
that's
were
what I'm
saying it's similar to like a Stafford Lions situation. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it
Where,
is literally kind of what I'm saying is it's similar to a Stafford Lions situation. Like if he leaves to a team that's a playoff team who just needs a quarterback, he might be able to take them all the way. And when and if he does, the I told you so's would be insanely huge for me.
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention it, the CJ Stroud, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but that almost kind of reminds me of the Stafford Goff situation where you could
Yeah.
potentially get a trade that ends up being beneficial for both teams.
Give Dallas
Um,
C.J. Stroud a first and a second, and then we send Dak down, and it's like Stroud may be able to, like Shoddy might be able to bring out better stuff in Stroud, like Ben Johnson was able to in Goff, and then I don't know. I'm not saying, obviously, I do not want CJ
Yeah,
Stroud.
I don't think it's gonna
I
happen.
don't
But
want him at all. But, like, I could see a situation where we trade and do something like that. But it's
yeah,
Dallas. It's all on Jerry and Dallas, and I wouldn't even be shocked. And this is not to be mean that it one day when Jerry does pass away from old age, I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas starts changing for the better. But it is what it is, and you can't do nothing about it because he's the owner. He's made them the most expensive team of all time, so ain't no one gonna buy them. So
But but the Panthers did make an interesting move today or yesterday. Um, got one of Miami's coaches as an offensive assistant and associate head coach. So it'll give Dave Canales a little bit less off of his
ooh,
plate because there's a
what are you
lot
gonna
of
add?
what are the Jaguars doing, man?
it will it will it'll add on to a little bit more. Just so, it'll take off Dave Canales' plate, so the offense has a little bit more rhythm to it. There's a
You think
lot
it'll
of
add more
points.
variety to the offense?
Yeah,
Well, not just variety, but just the
Yeah.
whole
He,
overall
yeah.
the there it will instead of being so where you have one drive where it's so pass heavy to one drive where it's so run heavy to a drive where it's run pass run that kind of shit
Yeah.
instead of it'll be a little bit more momentum and rhythm into it instead of just throwing shit at the board like Dave Canales did at some points last year instead of having just an overall game plan.
yeah.
So he can focus less on the offensive consistency and just focus on the whole entire team in general.
A little bit
Which,
more depth to
Yeah,
the offense.
yes,
absolutely.
but I
So
I
think
mean, that could be. I think you guys. I think you guys are in a good spot. Like you have a lot of potential
it
if you
all depends on
capitalize
this
on it.
off season. All
Yeah.
depends on the off
100%
season and the
does.
draft.
so
We
speaking,
gotta
100%.
add to that
Yeah.
defense and gotta add to get a tight end. I think
Yeah.
uh that Aquanwu from the Titans is a good guy. I didn't know, I
Yeah.
just found out he's going into the free agency. David Njoku, it's just a little bit with his injury history. Dallas Goddard. Just got to get somebody that Bryce Young can trust to
hey,
throw
there's
to
a
because
there's
all
a
these good teams have a good tight end.
there's a good tight
Yeah.
end in the draft class too, in Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah, from Oregon. I just don't want to use our 19th pick on that. I want to go defense with
That's
that.
true. You would have to trade back if you want to use if
hmm
you want to draft
I
Sadiq.
want us to, if I want us to do anything, I want us to trade up. If Caleb Downs is there outside of the top 10, you trade up and go get him. Same thing with Sony Styles. Sony Styles, I think, is probably the best linebacker prospect in
those
years.
those are
He
those are
he
two
is
dudes both on Dallas's radar too.
he isn't. Both of them are instant day one starters that just provide just so much to a defense, and both of them also happen to be on the same exact team. So I think Sonny Styles is my guy. I like him. He's just quick, big. He is perfect. He would if I had to compare him to anybody coming out and playing in this today's game, probably Fred Warner.
Ooh,
Really.
that's a good
Yeah,
comparison.
That's
he
pretty good.
is really really good. He has a bunch of football IQ. He's quick, fast, can cover. He's really really good. I hope that he slips and then we trade up,
I think
get
Dallas is
him.
projected to get him at
Boom.
12.
Well, if we're gonna trade up above you and get him,
Yeah,
so
that's what you'd
suck, suck,
have to
suck.
do. Or I mean, you trade with us and we trade back and have two later round picks.
Exactly.
Because
So we'll see.
what might happen with Dallas is we might go DB heavy. So you could see us trade back, take a mid round DB, and then take a late round edge with that, or trade that late pick and back up, just grab a DB in the first round, like Terrell or Delane, and then grab a edge rusher later on. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I do like the Sonny Styles pick. He's a great prospect, and so is Caleb Downs. They're both prospects that will come in and they will change your defense day one. So Um, I don't think there's much else to add to the NFL segment.
Do you want to
got
talk
anything,
about the
Clayton?
There
Ravens
is
coaching changes?
no. I
Oh
was going to
yes,
talk
yeah, yep,
about
yep.
some news we got earlier today
Oh, what's up?
about the Seahawks offensive coordinator search.
Oh yeah, who's on
okay.
your radar? I actually have not
So
looked too much into that yet.
yeah, well, this just happened today. The Seahawks will be interviewing Connor Singer, the Cardinals pass game specialist, for the offensive coordinator position.
Hmm, it's interesting.
I mean,
They didn't have the worst offense. They can move the ball on some top tier defenses, especially with just Jacoby Brissett. So
and I mean that's my one criticism of the Seahawks this past season. It's not even that big of a criticism, really. It's like I wish our passing game was a little stronger. But
that's
that's
mean, it's
just
crazy
pretty
to
down to
strong.
say.
Darnold and his confidence.
Yeah,
But
JSN
That's
had
that's
crazy to
just down
say
to
too.
no. I'm not talking about the receivers. Talking about just Darnold and
No,
his confidence
I know
as a
what
passer.
I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah.
But it's like you call it a weakness, but it's not a weakness. It was just the weaker thing you could think of. I
Yeah,
understand
that's
what you mean.
like I said, that's my one criticism. Just wish we had a better
Like
had a stronger pass.
outside of JSN, you probably would have liked more production out of your
Yeah,
2 and 3.
Well,
we pass
I
it to
didn't like having the second most points scored. I really wish we would have had the first most points scored. Yeah,
You know
okay.
what, Chris? You're
My
exactly right.
lobster, it's a
Okay.
little too buttery, and my steak it's a little too juicy, you know?
Yeah, but
No,
This
that's
guy.
just like the one spot where I feel like we could really improve because everything else on our offense, in my opinion, was really strong. Just Darnold just needed to find his confidence as a passer, and I don't know.
I think he
I
might
think
have.
maybe he might. I think he definitely found it later on in the season. And I think we just need to foster that.
going back to what you were talking about, Chris, the Raven stuff, I added that on there as a little bit of filler. I might actually kind of save it for another week because it looks like we'll hit our time mark without having to bring that up just yet. So
Okay, that's fine.
I'll save
Yeah.
that for another week.
Yeah, but we know. And
yeah.
now you know that we know.
All right.
You
So
listener, you know that we know.
moving a teensy bit to college football, which we definitely do not have as much to talk about with. I was just gonna go over like you have some early looks. Obviously, y'all know I'm a Clemson fan that somehow goes to South Carolina for college. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Cheap, easy to get into. Uh, talk about an early look for them. Not much. You got a QB battle going on, and all you have is talk in mat drills. So spring practices start in about a couple weeks. We'll see what really starts happening then. I don't. I'm just gonna say one thing for people who really want to know. This Clemson quarterback battle might go all the way through to we won't know who's starting until game 1, because I think it's even. They all have a new offense to learn, and it's going to be interesting. That's the only thing interesting about Clemson's offseason. I don't really want to hear any talk out of them because they were all talk last year and shit their pants this year. So, what does USC's early look like? Adam Frodham Smith, McDaniel, Crib.
Just
Huh?
this is a make or break a year for old South Carolina. Shane Beamer in general. You have the O line. There's no excuse. The play calling has to be better. The play calling has to be consistent.
Yep, got a new OC.
You gotta go out there and win.
I was about to
The
call him
bottom
Art
line
Biles.
is you had a great transfer portal in terms of offensive line to DBs to linebackers to edge rushers. I think we could have done a little bit better on edge rushers, but we had talent in house for that as well. What running back?
Y'all got
did
those
great with
twins,
that.
the one from Bama and the one from Western Kentucky, was it? Something like that?
Yeah. Oh no, Arkansas State.
Arkansas State, you're right. I knew it was a smaller school, just can't remember what it was.
But it's just in the wide receiving room. I think getting Turgle, Nitro, I think was a great move. But yeah, it's all going to come down to the play calling now because you have the offensive line. There is no excuse with that. You have the running backs.
You built an
have the
offense
wide
with that portal.
receivers. Yeah,
just saying.
the team is there. This is a playoff team. There's no doubt about it. If you do not make the playoffs or at
Talent
least make the
wise,
SEC,
yes, I believe y'all
yes,
could be a playoff team. Like I mean the same goes for Clemson because as much as people want to say that's crazy to say, talent wise, if you really look into these rosters, they have the pieces. It's just whether they come together, whether they execute, whether the coaches can put anything together. Like it
exactly.
just
That's it.
yeah.
Is because especially with Clemson, it's going to be who's going to be your quarterback going into next season.
I
That's a big question.
I think I'm gonna throw this out there, and this is gonna be bold take. I think it's gonna be Chris Denson. I think Denson's gonna
I
be the
wouldn't.
guy because I
Well,
think
this what Chandler Morris or Chad Morris or whatever the hell his name
Chad.
is wants.
Well, yeah. So like Denson, like if you look at Denson and his build, he's a big, 6'3". He put on a ton of muscle. He actually looks jacked as hell right now. He was skinny. Big 6'3" guy. Can run the rock really well. Arm needs to be improved a little bit, maybe because we haven't seen too much out of it. But from what they said is, quarterback standpoint, he had one of the largest leaps they've ever seen in their life. Like from year 1 to year 2, he looks like he took an insane step, and obviously if he can take another insane step, but he fits like you remember Taj Boyd. He fits the Taj Boyd mold. He fits the Chad Morris, Taj Boyd quarterback type of role. Chad actually recently came out and said something along the lines of, "We want our quarterback to be able to run from 10 yards out and power his way into the end zone." And I'm like, that's Denson to me. I know Viz can run, but Viz shines more when he has time to make a decision and doesn't have to run. He the baby Josh Allen comparisons annoyed me. It's just because he's tall and he looks a little bit like him when he throws, but he's nothing like Josh Allen. He's just nothing like him. Obviously, the dark horse for that battle would be the Tate Reynolds, the freshman. Now, Tate Reynolds is the type of guy where I think he could shock people. He had an injured year last year, but he was like the type of person who went from 0 stars to 4 stars in the span of like 5 games because of the way he played. He's also a dual sport athlete, but he's focusing strictly on football this year for to start. But we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. It's a 3-man battle, and obviously, like Viz could prove me wrong. What if Viz comes out and takes that step, becomes the guy? Like you waited 3 years, now's your time. So it'll be interesting. That's the only reason I'm really interested this offseason to keep up with Clemson is because it's the first year would be like, all right, I don't know who my quarterback is. Let's find out. It's not Cade
Yeah.
shitfuck Klubnik.
Yeah, it's not going to be Cade, but it's also not going to be on the quarterback as well. It's going to be on that offense coordinator. And Dabo, because I think this might be a breaking point year also for Dabo.
Oh my God, you flop again. Like literally, I've been arguing with Clemson fans a lot. I'm like, dude, you have to temper your expectations. We are not the national championship competing team we are anymore. They got so upset at me when I said something along the lines of, I would really like an 8-4 year next year, and they're like, what do you mean we're gonna compete? I'm like, no, you just had a bad year. You had to overhaul a lot of people. You lost a decent bit of good starters in the portal, and you had to bring in new starters in the portal and get a new offense coordinator. You lost a ton to the draft. I mean, your projected 3 first-round picks gone. It's a lot of talent gone.
Especially on defensive line.
Yeah, like you temper your expectations. Like especially if the year we had, you better be like, I'll take an 8-4. Especially in looking at our schedules, like I know we're in the ACC, but we do have the tougher end of it. We play. We play LSU. We have Miami on the schedule. SMU, I'm pretty sure, is still there on the schedule. They gave us I'm actually a little worried about Virginia Tech because of all the stuff James Franklin brought in there. They should improve a ton. Other than that, I mean, it's like 8-4. That's what I look at. Yeah, you have LSU. You're gonna lose that one. They're gonna bend us over and beat us down. I'm not even gonna entertain like, well, what if? No, they're gonna bend you over and spank your ass. That's what's gonna fucking happen in that game. Georgia Southern, North Carolina, Cal, Miami, Virginia Tech, Florida State, Syracuse, Georgia Tech, Duke, and then South Carolina. I see 4 losses on that schedule, but I will take an 8-4 with a bowl win at 9-4. But this is your rebound year. You rebound to 9-4, and then you take the step back into the limelight the next year. That's just how it is. Now, say we do better than I thought, good. Then I was wrong. Thank God. But say we do worse, what do you do from there? Like, do you pin it all back on Dabo, or I don't know. There's so much.
Well, when y'all hired Dabo, y'all literally fired what's his face mid-season
Yeah.
and hired Dabo, and y'all improved. So it all depends on what he does. I think, in my opinion. Yeah, the the quarterback can be iffy, but if the head coach is doing the same bullshit that he's done for the past, I don't know,
Yeah.
since Brent Venables was left,
You don't even
kind of
need
crappy.
you don't even need a great quarterback because Tom Allen went and fixed. Hopefully, he went out and grabbed a ton of that defense should look a lot better next year with the pieces we added. If you can get the defense back into functional order, you need a good quarterback, but you won't need a great quarterback. And then obviously the receivers Clemson has, you can trust them to make plays. You don't have to be too special. You just have to get the ball to your playmakers. That's what Chad Morris said he's going to emphasize, and I really hope so. But now I'm like, I don't want to hear any talk. I'm just going to wait to see it,
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, if you're, I will bring this up because it just has to deal with the NFL a little bit. If you're a betting man and you want to bet on somebody to win the division, bet the freaking Carolina Panthers. They have the worst odds in the NFC South somehow, even though winning the NFC South last year or this past year. So if you're a betting man, hit the Panthers hard.
What a great way to end the college football segment there.
With that is, the Panthers' only real competition in the NFC South is the Buccaneers.
Tyler Show and the Saints.
Yeah.
James Pierce and the Falcons.
Falcons gonna make some crazy moves.
The Panthers did lose to the Saints this year.
So.
Twice.
That's
Just like the Rams, by the way.
The Tyler Shuck tax. We have no tape, so he
is
he got
Tyler
to jump on
Shuck
us.
Bryce Young's father?
No, the Saints are just a freaking Bryce Young's
Yeah,
father.
no,
He's
joking.
always
Is
played
Kellen
terrible
Moore
against
the
New Orleans
Saints'
Saints.
father, or not the Saints, the Panthers' father?
No, we always for some reason we always play crappy against the Saints. We have since 2019. Well, 2017. We lost three times to the freaking Saints. Twice in the regular season and then once in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Through these next couple episodes, barring back to college football, we'll be keeping an eye on the Trinidad situation. Obviously,
yeah, such bullshit.
The NCAA denied his shit, and then a Ole Miss born and bred judge, alumni who, well, all they got to do is appeal and get the judge to recuse himself, which he has to, and then get a new judge. They'll get a new judge.
Trinidad Chambliss was freaking signing merchandise.
I know.
Mid freaking courtroom.
I know. So they'll get a new judge. He'll recuse himself. It'll be like that Bama case with that guy who's now ineligible again because the new judge was like, yeah, he can't play. So they'll probably do something like that. But if the new judge orders that he can play, that'll be interesting. My whole thing is, and I only wanted to say this, is the NCAA is a bunch of spineless wimps who won't stamp their foot down. They need to change or the sport is cooked. And that's all I have to say.
Well said.
Make me the commissioner of the NCAA. Do it now. Do it. And I will money launder $2 quadrillion. So, all right. Anybody else got anything to add?
Just that this was Riley officially announcing that he is going to be running for the commissioner of the NCAA.
I'm actually running for president of the United States of Canada.
This is in the political podcast.
Nope.
I'm actually going to be the God Emperor of Man and run the Imperium.
Yeah. Are we done?
Is there anything else anybody else wants to bring up? Anything? We're at 50 minutes.
No
longer than I thought we'd go in. No. Oh, yeah. Hot takes. I want to talk about that. No one won.
Hawks.
No one won. We all tied. So No one won the hot takes challenge. On
Oh,
to next
sick.
year.
Yeah, that was all planned, guys.
Well, I
Yeah.
lost because I was
Yeah. It's all
4 and
scripted.
1 with mine.
Yeah,
No, you
it's
weren't.
all scripted.
Kenneth Walker won MVP, so that's a
Yeah.
See, Clayton, I would say you lost, but you kind of joined later. We probably should have had you a full-fledged member sooner, but yeah, it is what it is.
You
Fine.
might have the highest winning percentage though.
I was looking at the stats earlier that you posted, Riley, like when you showed all of our predictions for the Super Bowl. I didn't realize I had such a good record with predicting the NFL.
Yeah, you weren't bad in the games you did predict. You weren't too bad. So
I think I
you
only messed up one of those
allowing
games.
that
I
part
was
of
only
your
wrong in
brain.
one game, but aside from that, I was pretty good. in the
obviously
few
next
that I
year
did.
we'll have larger records because we'll actually keep track of it from the start instead of starting the podcast in
The middle
November.
of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was just kind of an on the whim thing. Like I was literally talking with my stepbrother on Halloween, and he said something about we should start a podcast, and I text Adam, and it was set in stone right there. I mean, that's pretty much what drove it. So, yeah. All right. Anybody got anything to add? Are we done?
Go Hawks.
Yeah, go
Thanks
Atlanta
for listening.
Hawks. Thank
Have
you
a good one.
guys.
Go Seahawks. Go Seattle.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Please give it a like, subscribe, comment, view, donate $2 billion, and good night.
Good night.
Adam, you playing Lego Star Wars?
I am not. I'm playing 2K actually, which I'm not really
Yeah, that's why
playing
you've been distracted on the podcast. Thank you guys. You heard that. Good night. Recording done now.
it.